going on, everyone? Playing some Civ. What's going on, everyone? Playing some Civ. What's going on, everyone? Playing some Civ.
not a virgin. Not a virgin.
Oh, red boys. Oh, red boys. Oh, it's okay. Oh, it's okay. Red. 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 Hey, stop it.
single step. And that first step forward is where dreams become plans.
Give it 1 second, everyone. Let's get everyone joining up the YouTube stream right now. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm about to start the TikTok stream right now. We're getting going for the day, everyone. We're getting going for the day. How's everyone doing right now? I know it's a bit late to be starting the stream today, everyone, but all of my TikTok accounts are banned. So like I literally wouldn't have been able to get debates other than like joining people today. Let's up this real quick. How's everyone doing over here on YouTube, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Good to see everyone. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Did y'all see my videos that I posted just recently? The one against Charlie? I saw some people were watching that. Has almost 11,000 likes, dude, on YouTube, which is crazy. That's crazy as fuck. Where's the PayPal link? It is the bio, a bio here on YouTube. Look at the bio down below under the description. Almost 100K. Yeah, I know, right, chat? We are at right now. We are at. Let me see. We're at 98,000 almost. Mayflower, thank you for the 7 Canadian. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday, Parker. Your hair looks great again. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Yes, your Charlie video is hilarious. Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate it. All right, y'all should be able to hear me now. What's up, everyone in here? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's up, Princess? What's up, Sriracha? Thank you. I really appreciate it. I wish he gave me more time to talk to him. I had 6 minutes, chat. I had a feeling I wasn't going to get that much time. I thought I would have gotten more than 6 minutes, though, to be honest. I thought I would have been able to get, like, one more question out there. Like, I wanted to ask Charlie what his thoughts are about, like, Trump saying that, like, mice were getting, like transgender operations done on them. Appreciate the Kyle. Thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Like literally, like that's what Donald Trump said. Like, ask him what his thoughts are on that. Trans mice. Like, seriously, dude. That's actually crazy. All right. Well, we're gonna start getting some people up here in a second. Only send a guest request if you did vote for Donald Trump. Let's get everyone joining in. Tap that screen.
Watch this before eating cheese. Number one, breathe.
Fermented dairy products like cheese contain probiotics, but that's not the important thing. If you're on a ketogenic diet where you want a high-fat diet, literally 70% of it is cream. It came from France, not from America. If it came from America, it contains casein. Number two, Gruyere. They contain postbiotics, which are the products of the bacteria eating the sugars in cheese. The longer their age, the better they are for you. Number three, goat Gouda. Now, the nice thing about these guys, their fats contain a lot of medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs. 30% of the fat in goat and sheep milk are MCTs.
A lot of people are surprised that most of our weight loss or gain is actually controlled by the bugs that live in our gut. And we now know from both animal studies and human studies that there are lean bacteria and there are obesogenic bacteria. One of the tricks is to give lean bacteria what they want to eat.
Avocados are really one of the best foods that you can eat. They're almost pure fat and fiber, and it's fiber that your gut buddies love. Tomatoes. Now, remember, tomatoes are not a vegetable. They are a fruit. And the scary thing about tomatoes is that the peel and the seeds have lectins. In fact, fairly nasty lectins. So if you have issues with joint pain, arthritis, this is not your friend.
People know that there's something wrong. They're eating healthier than ever, and yet they're sicker than ever.
And do you think it's stoppable through diet?
Yes,
Really?
yes.
It all comes down to this key aspect of your biology. And most doctors have no idea about it. Instead of following the blanket advice doctors give to everybody, you need to figure out which gut type you are and start from there. That's when you can start to notice some big changes in your health. If you feel sluggish, bloated, or gassy after eating, if you struggle with consistent weight gain, or if you feel completely drained of energy even first thing in the morning, there's a very good chance you'll fall into one of the three major gut types. Find finding out your gut type is the first step to getting your bloating, weight gain, or low energy under control. And I've included a link to a simple quiz you can take to learn yours. It's only a few easy questions. It'll take you less than a minute to finish, and at the end, you'll receive custom tailored information about your gut type. This information is completely free. You don't even have to enter your email to unlock it. The best part is you can take what you learn and put it to use today. So go ahead.
Hey, man.
Hey, Jay. Hey, I got Dave on speaker with me.
Nice.
Did he get a package in the mail? It's probably just like a jar of something or a container or something.
You think it came today or?
Yeah, it may have been in the mail maybe even yesterday.
It could have been
It is U.S. mail.
I could fit into my old jeans and dresses again. I had more energy and confidence than ever before. And the best part is, I was still eating all my favorite foods. It just didn't seem to matter. And get this, even my own doctor started doing this himself after seeing how fast I'd improved. Special bedtime drink for yourself. Just tap the link below and see this short free video that shows you everything you need to know. Trust me, you won't regret it. I hadn't even realized at the time how much my weight had been affecting me, like not wanting to leave the house so no one would see me, or never finding clothes I'd look good in, or getting winded just going up some stairs. And hey, the look on friends and family's faces when they see how much I've lost is worth it alone. Finding this is the best thing that ever happened to me, so I take every chance I get to share it with others who might be struggling like I was. So tap the button below to go watch it now and see exactly how you can start using this method at home tonight.
Alright, I'll see you, bro. Alright. Alright, give it 1 second, everyone. Let's get everyone joining up the YouTube stream right now. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm about to start the TikTok stream right now, and we'll get it going for the day, everyone. We'll get it going for the day. How's everyone doing right now? I know it's a bit late to be starting the stream today, everyone, but all my TikTok accounts are banned. So, like, I literally wouldn't have been able to get debates other than, like, joining people today, so let's open up this real quick. How's everyone doing over here on YouTube, y'all? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Good to see everyone. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Did y'all see my videos that I posted just recently? Like the one against Charlie? I saw some people were watching that, reacting to it and stuff. So. Has almost 11,000 likes, dude, on YouTube, which is crazy. That's crazy as fuck. Where's the PayPal link? It is the bio. A bio here on YouTube. Look at the bio. Down below, under the description. Almost 100K? Yeah, I know, right, chat? We are at, right now, we are at, let me see. We're at 98,000 almost. Mayflower, thank you for 7 Canadian. Thank you so much. Happy Saturday, Parker. Your hair looks great again. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Yes, your Charlie video is hilarious. Yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Happy Saturday, Parker. Your hair looks great again. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Yes, your Charlie video is hilarious.
Now, we talked about the main categories of dental implant patients. You've got the denture wearer with no teeth, and then you have people that still have teeth, but they have bleeding gums, bad breath, loose teeth, infected gums. It's been determined all their teeth have to come out.
Yep.
And both groups no longer want dentures. So if they go to you, what are the options in your practice when it comes to dental implants?
Yeah, so as far as dental implants go, we can do 2 implants on the bottom and snap the denture into it.
Okay.
So
okay.
you can actually, so they're not flopping around, and you can chew more things that you want, but not everything that you could. Or we could do 4 implants on the bottom and snap the denture in. More secure. You can imagine a table with 2 legs is going to be way more wobbly than a table with 4 legs, so it's nice and stable.
So a snap in, snap out denture.
Yeah, so it's a good option. It's a really solid option, but it's not the best option to be able to chew whatever you want, and really not having to worry about taking it out and potentially losing it.
What's the best option in your opinion?
The best option is the 4 to 6 implants that the teeth stay in. You don't have to worry about taking them out, losing them, breaking them. You can chew up to 89.9%.
Stop it!
Before with strong, healthy teeth.
Just neighbors.
And everybody loves that.
So it's a 4 to teeth that don't come out.
Yes.
Supported by as little as 4 implants?
Correct.
And what about the upper?
And the upper, snap-in dentures don't typically last very long in the upper, so I don't do those. I want to do something that's going to last for a long time for my patients. So what I do is the screw-in teeth up top that you 4 to 6 implants, and the teeth stay up there. So they're really strong. They don't have to worry about them coming out when you're speaking or laughing or sneezing, and you can chew anything you want.
Now, when you mentioned 6 implants, are they getting 6 teeth or a full set of teeth?
Great
on
question.
those 6
Great
implants?
question. Yeah. So we can actually do a
Yeah,
full set of teeth, all the
seems
teeth
going
on
on.
just 6 implants. So it's more affordable too than just a tooth on every single implant.
Not shit. I just
Now, for this
got a hold
procedure,
of AJ. He might be able to help
you
me
get a full
out.
arch of teeth on the lower and upper.
Help me out.
We've talked
I'm
about
trying
this,
to-
and you are about 25%, 20% or more or less
string set
than the
up.
so-called competition. Is that true? And could you speak to that?
Yeah. So we, being able to keep everything in house, we can.
What do you mean in-house?
Yeah, so in our office, we have pretty much everything we need in the office to make the new teeth and do it more efficiently, more cost effectively, and you don't have to go to multiple providers trying to organize and schedule times to go in there and are they open when this place is ready for me?
So you do it all right there.
We do it everything.
Now, is this true, like with a denture wearer? Again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but on the day of the procedure, a denture wearer can walk in with no teeth, walk out with upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
We do it all the time.
Really? So that's common.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what if
For us,
somebody?
it's common.
Yeah, but what if somebody has a bunch of bad infected teeth? Is that? Can you remove the teeth, give them brand new upper and lower teeth the same day as well?
Absolutely. So
Is that less common, or you
The
can?
web-
No, we do it all the time.
the webcam,
So we not only make them healthier
top
by
the
getting rid of the
laptop and-
infection, the teeth and the gums that are infected, but we give them
I won't
solid
get-
teeth,
I
beautiful
won't
new
get
smile,
great on
same day.
What?
It's incredible.
What's the oldest patient that you've ever done this particular procedure where you're giving them new upper and lower teeth that don't come out? What's your oldest patient?
Well, we had a 101-year-old patient yesterday come in for a consult for this procedure.
Is that right? You're not
just-
too old at 101 to do it?
She was very healthy, so she needed it. She had an ill-fitting denture, and hopefully she lets us help her out and
Okay.
get her back to her being able to chew the healthy food she
So
needs.
what's your oldest patient that you've actually done this on?
She was 84, and
And
she
I
and her
had
husband
the-
both had dentures. His dentures actually fit okay, so we just
Intermediate
made him new,
source that I
better fitting,
downloaded on the
cosmetic
computer
dentures,
to
and then
pull
her
from
dentures didn't
YouTube
fit
and
very
send
well.
it
She didn't have a
to-
lot of bone, and she was really worried about
I don't know, I have something that's supposed to
what
make it
her
better.
options could be.
Okay.
So after some imaging, evaluation, I took a look and let her know, with the advanced training our team has, we can help her out, and we gave her solid screwed-in teeth the same day.
So upper and lower teeth that don't come out.
It didn't come out.
And they could eat literally, I mean, once they're all
I did
healed
it a
up, they
week
could eat
ago,
whatever
but
they
it's
want.
up there now.
Really
Even
It's
corn
up,
on the
yeah,
cob,
if
like
you,
with their
if you
front teeth.
YouTube
Yeah.
Jason Sands live
Yeah.
stream,
Go
I'm,
for it.
I'm playing Civ.
Yeah, we use the strongest
I
materials in
got
the
2
market.
viewers,
and,
one from my
very,
phone and
very
one from
solid
my
teeth.
TV. If I'm gonna be siving for 2 to 3 hours at a time, it felt
I
kind
don't
of
need a
senseless
stopbox.
to-
I just need to teach my kids gun safety.
Yeah.
How are you gonna teach a 1 or 2 year old? Or what if I had one of my friends over and I didn't have enough time to teach them gun safety?
Okay, but I would never lock up my gun. If I need my gun, every second counts.
I think they've been.
Where are you gonna put it?
I think they've been making it
I
easy.
keep it in my drawer.
Nothing is faster to access than a stop box. It's even faster than your drawer. Let's do a test. Intruder! Intruder!
I'm all looking for some tips, dude. But
What
yeah,
if
I'm halfway there. I'm actually live. I just.
Well, no, not really. You have to
I
know
know it
your
sounds
code
like shit right
and
now.
understand how it works. And trust me, it's not as easy as it looks.
Okay, but I would never put some batteries and electronics between me and my gun.
Well, good. The stop box is all mechanical, so it does not use batteries or electronics. It's also specifically designed to be used in the dark under shelter, so it won't knock you out if you accidentally press the wrong button.
Wait, I'm confused.
That's okay.
How does it work?
The stop box little design is so unique, even the patent officer was like, this is the dopest thing I've ever seen.
For sure.
Probably. Here's how it works. Each finger button can move between 3 positions, so you can select between 81 combinations. Then you have to press down on the lid to disengage the lid pressure safely. Then press the thumb lock and lift to open. When you consider all of these steps, there are hundreds of combinations that keep the stop box locked.
Couldn't someone just steal this?
Well, you can screw it down or use our security cameras.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you really don't want to run out and buy like every single piece of like most expensive device you can. But you want to have good equipment, but also not so expensive that you don't want to replace it in a few years. Like, yeah, there's a balance to all of it. But I do think audiovisual is super important when a lot of laymen would assume it's like not. I think that when you're dealing in the numbers of like hundreds of thousands of people and views, and how many stay and how many don't, I think audiovisual is just one of those givens that it's just automatic use.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, content from there, and like writing up the tags and lines, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm sure you can still find some good online coaching about that stuff. But
I'd just copy Destiny. Civ and Chill.
right.
Yeah. I don't plan or expect or even think I want to get big, but I see people making money sitting having a discussion. I'm like, well, fuck, I'm not the smartest guy in the box, but neither were these guys 5 years ago. Yeah, I'm only gonna learn by having more discussions, and if I'm gonna be 7 for 2, 3, 4 hours at a time, may as well open myself to some discussion. No, I know, but I don't know if anybody starts anything like. I have only got.
So, Sriracha, you think I really appreciate it. I wish you gave me more time to talk to him. I had 6 minutes, Chad. I had a feeling I wasn't going to get that much time. I thought I would get the guy in 6 minutes. I thought I would have been able to get him one more question. Like, I wanted to ask Charlie what his thoughts are how, like, Trump saying that, like, mice were getting, like,
Yes, I'll do.
David, thank you, $2. Thank you so much.
I just see a lot of like the narratives that the left is pushing. And I think that my views are more represented by the Republican Party specifically, but there's a lot that I disagree with in the Trump administration. So I'd be happy to go through the things that we can agree on and disagree on and kind of go from there.
At Granger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're always getting professional grade products. Call, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Mass deportations is
conversation. That I am listening.
I'm trying to teach you something, bro. Did you listen to what I just said? If you can't, Antonio, if you can't repeat to me what I just said, I'm just gonna go on to the next person, respectfully.
What?
What did I just say?
I did interrupt you, so I didn't get to hear the full thing. Go ahead.
No, can you repeat anything that I said?
You're saying that documentation should be sufficient in allowing somebody to enter the country, but I'm telling you that.
Right, because it would designate them as the citizen, whether or not to designate them as the guardian, right? Whereas specifically documentation is necessary and sufficient. So there's no reason that you even have to reference, right, DNA at all, because the documentation is what's going to verify it sufficiently and in every circumstance.
So are you finished? So Parker, my whole thing is that we need more than just documentation, right? And Biden actually specifically got rid of the other safeguards that we have to stop trafficking of children and other crimes that occur at the U.S.-Mexican border. So I think we should have more crackdowns on policy.
Dude, no, that was just unhinged.
No, because
what policy increased trafficking at the border?
I just told you he got rid of the whole genetic testing at the border for children specifically.
Trafficking. You didn't listen at all.
Yes, you said it wasn't.
I just made. Repeat to me the argument.
I got it. Genetic testing is not sufficient, and documentation is sufficient. That was your argument, no?
It's not necessary nor sufficient. Okay, so it's not
okay.
needed.
So it's two conditions,
and it's not enough alone. Okay.
But I'm agreeing with you. It isn't enough alone, which is why we need more. I'm agreeing with you.
Why do we need? Okay, so why do we need more than documentation?
Because we want to avoid children being trafficked into our country illegally. That's not a good thing. We can both agree it's not a good thing.
Wait. If they have legal documentation that shows that they're the guardian, why would you say that they're being trafficked?
Because there have been plenty of cases, thousands of cases, where children have been trafficked into our country, regardless of your documentation processes.
How does DNA verify whether or not they're going to be trafficked?
Well, I mean, there
if
might
they have
be
legal documentation. How can you verify that they're not the guardian? Just based upon them not having DNA that corresponds to them being the parent, biologically speaking.
Okay, it's just one of many ways that we can actually crack down on trafficking. I'm not saying it's the only way.
How does it crack down on trafficking at all? How does it crack down on trafficking at all?
Would you say that there's a higher likelihood that if they're actually the parent genetically, that there'd be less of a chance that they're trafficking that child into the country? And the whole.
Do you have any statistics to indicate that? I don't have any good evidence.
Do you have any statistics against it?
Wait, you're the one making the claim. Kathy, thank you for the 20 YouTube super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Kathy, thank you so much. You're the one making the claim. Antonio, if you make the claim, you have to provide the evidence for the claim. Plausible, thank you so much for the 20 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you for appreciating what you do. A lot of the biggest issues, like housing affordability and local, municipal, and state policy problems, any plans to expand and debating those kinds of policies, it depends on how niche it is in terms of addressing it from social media, but always talking about it like while on these lives is important.
I will yield that I don't have just the exact facts like you might, right? But I'm trying to justify to you why I voted for Donald Trump, okay? And one of the reasons was, and I gave you a specific example, and I would like to have more specific examples for you of why I think the Biden administration was a failure and Donald Trump's new administration is very promising. So I'll give you more examples if you would like as to why I support the new administration. No, I'm not pivoting because I think
I asked for evidence. I asked for evidence that justifies that sex trafficking is more likely to occur, right? When it is the case that, like, say
you're okay, Red.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good
boy.
boy.
Like a biological parent.
Well, Parker, it's more of a macro thing, right? So I'm giving you one example of how I believe Biden's administration failed.
How about from a macro perspective, you give me any fucking data, okay? Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Is that fair? I don't want to hear yapping. I don't want to hear just random
the Biden administration failed on the border.
No.
They failed on the border, yes.
Why are you pivoting? I asked you for evidence. If you don't want to provide me evidence, why would I engage in a conversation with you? You're a fucking source. is trust me, bro. Your source is trust me, bro. You have no fucking
No,
evidence
it's no
for any of the
trust me, bro.
claims that you're referencing. Go find me a source, or your fucking evidence is trust me, bro. And I don't think
Okay,
that's
I got
sufficient
you.
enough to talk to you.
I got you. I got you shoot the source right now.
Go ahead.
Go. So,
Unmute when you're ready. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello? Hello?
How old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
America! Trump is best! Shut up! 18.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
20.
Did you vote for Donald Trump?
I did, yes.
Why'd you vote for Donald Trump?
In terms of legislative policy or just in general?
Dude, Parker's awesome, dude. Tearing shit up.
Well, I would say legislatively, I agreed with his tax cuts in the first term. Sort of, not really a policy, but I like how his character is chaotic and unpredictable on the world stage. This prevents nations from China from formulating effective foreign policy strategies that seek to counter U.S. influence around the world. So I think that, through his unpredictability, it actually creates preserves peace to an extent in comparison to someone who is very predictable.
Jace, did you vote for Donald Trump?
Chupa Chups Melody Pops. Taste the music.
The Silverado ZR2 and a Duramax 3-liter turbo diesel engine.
America. But if I was from America, I would have.
All right. I have a question. Do you think unpredictability can create a greater likelihood of nuclear war?
Well, I actually have a unique perspective on nuclear war. I don't think it's likely to occur for any major nation to launch nuclear weapons solely based on the fact that politicians have an interest in preserving the continuity of their own authority and power, their electoral power, their political power, etc. And I don't think a man like Putin, Xi, or Trump, for that matter, would want to rule over ash and rubble. I would think they would want to rule over individual people.
Okay.
That
so
being
here's
said,
my question.
Yeah,
why not make Ukraine NATO?
Why not make Ukraine NATO?
Yeah.
So personally, I feel like it would, cause the continuation of a conflict. But I also don't think
how would there be a continuation of? You just said that there's not going to be a conflict between us and Russia, right?
No, nuclear conflict. Yes.
You know that would likely provoke a nuclear conflict if it is the case that you're going to associate a direct conflict between Russia and the United States.
I don't think it would cause a nuclear conflict.
You don't think a conflict
it would cause a
between
conventional war? Yes.
Okay, so what type of war do you think would happen between Russia and NATO?
I think it would be conventional, and
What do you mean?
Russia would most certainly lose, which is why they have an interest in preventing Ukraine from joining NATO, which I can understand. I don't think it's justifiable. Ukraine's a sovereign and independent country; it should choose its own destiny. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that there are geopolitical considerations that need to be made as it relates to the security of Russia and the security of Western and Eastern Europe as well. So.
Okay, so can unpredictability cause a greater likelihood of conflict?
It's possible, yes,
Okay.
but it can also have the opposite effect as well. And I think.
Okay, so then how do you
it's had the opposite effect largely.
Then you saying Trump having unpredictability is a good trait isn't true because you just said that you don't have a greater likelihood of being able to identify it or the other way around.
Well, sorry to interrupt, but if you listen to the second part of my statement, I said that in Trump's case, it has been, as evidenced through history, it has shown that his unpredictability has actually reduced the likelihood of conflict. There was no major conflicts that occurred under Trump during his administration, other than some ethnic conflicts, I believe, in Turkey and Syria and a few other places that weren't really major threats to the stability of the world peace. So
what happened under Biden that was threatening to the stability of world peace?
Well, I would just think that, the Chinese, the Russians, they saw right through him. He was an empty shell. He was a hollow husk.
Wait, that's completely irrelevant. I asked you what specifically happened in terms of conflict, right? That would have been showing that there's a greater likelihood where there could be a global conflict, like what you were referencing.
Two new wars, Parker. 2 new wars.
You're saying
you
what
didn't
actions?
answer my question. I can reference new wars with I can reference the Turkish-Kurdish war.
There weren't any.
He just said that wasn't a conflict that we can reference.
Well, I'm saying it was a minor conflict that didn't.
Minor
really
conflict. Okay. What major conflict happened under the Biden-Harris administration that you're referencing?
Well, you had, of course, the breakout of war in Ukraine, Russia. Of course, this all started.
Okay, then here's my question. I'll ask you a specific question on that. Right? Do you have a plan to make Ukraine stay Ukraine?
Well, I believe the United States should provide security guarantees to Ukraine. However, I do not believe
That's NATO. That's the same thing as NATO.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be NATO.
Wait. To clarify, security guarantees like the Budapest Memorandum.
Similar. I would just say that.
Well, then how can they ensure that they're not going to be reinvaded? Under the Budapest Memorandum, they were invaded.
If I could finish my statement without being interrupted, I would answer your question. Thanks. But essentially, what I believe is that you don't necessarily need to join a collective security agreement with like an organization like NATO. You would just have to have a bilateral defense agreement between the United States and Ukraine, perhaps with some sort of incentive to ensure that the United States follows through on its deal. This has come to rise in the form of the minerals agreement, which I don't necessarily agree with. I think it's too punishing to Ukraine. However, at the end of the day, this is the only option forward for them. The United States has done something very similar with Taiwan, with the production of...
what incentive do you want to create that's different from the Budapest Memorandum that would mean that it ensures that Ukraine will not be invaded and be turned into Russia?
Well, like I just said, there can be concrete guarantees for natural resources, critical minerals for the United States that ensures that they have an interest
you don't want that.
in the presence in the region. No, I said that I don't believe the amount is typically justified from the perspective of Ukraine. I believe it should be less, as in the United States receives less money in terms of that deal. However, I do believe there still should be some sort of agreement in place, like the one that is in place in Taiwan, which generates the United States billions and billions of dollars, thus creating an interest for them to stay there and provide security to the island. Something similar along those lines.
How is that any different from NATO? Because if Russia attacked like Ukraine, that would provoke NATO to get involved in the conflict, right?
No, not if they had a bilateral security agreement. It only provoked the United States to join the conflict.
That's
NATO.
Okay. If specifically the United States is attacked, or any of the countries that the United States is allied with, where they would send troops and those troops would get attacked, does that obligate the rest of NATO to help out the United States?
If it's a NATO member state, yes, but we're not talking about Ukraine being a NATO member state.
No, you're not understanding. If U.S. troops go to a particular area, right, in defense of one of the particular allies, are you saying that if the U.S. is attacked, any of the U.S. soldiers are attacked, that doesn't bind NATO at all?
It actually has to be a geographical landmass within the jurisdiction of a NATO member state. So no, it does not. U.S. military personnel being attacked in a country that is not a NATO member state would not be reasonable grounds to invoke Article 5 of the NATO treaty. So no.
Okay, so you're saying that under your deal that you're referencing, U.S. troops could be attacked in Ukraine by Russia, and that would not provoke NATO to respond. So then what? Okay, how?
Well, it might provoke them to respond, but not under Article 5. It would be on an independent basis by each government within the NATO alliance.
So then you do believe that regardless of whether or not it reaches Article 5 or not, I'm asking, do you think that would provoke a response from NATO?
Well, it depends on the circumstance. Like, this is a very, a very nuanced issue. There could be many different reasons that prevent NATO member states from going in. There could be many that incentivize them to do so. However, I would think that the United States could clap Russia in about, a few months. They're only an economy of $2 trillion. They can't even defeat Ukraine, which is a much smaller nation, much smaller economy, very less amount of people. So,
from Russia's perspective, how is the U.S. with the critical mineral deal any different than Ukraine being NATO?
Because
was
NATO,
their original concern.
Because NATO on its own is 50% of the world's military and economic might. And the United States, of course, is a massive portion of that. However, alone, it's not as big as a threat as it would be NATO. And you have to keep in mind, NATO borders Russia, basically all of Russia's border in Eastern Europe, besides Ukraine, of course. And
can you repeat my question?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, could you repeat my question?
You asked me what difference would it be between the United States getting attacked from the perspective of Russia, how would it be different if the United States was in the position of defending Ukraine than it would be of NATO?
From big game celebrations to celebrating your big day, For 40 years, CC's Pizza has been serving more than endless deliciousness at our pizza buffet. We're about fresh memories served daily. Here's to another 40 years.
What's that got to do with the price of tea in China? How much time have you got?
Yeah, like the original concern was that NATO was going to get Ukraine to join them, right?
Yeah. Well,
why was that their concern?
Well, their concern was because then they would be completely surrounded by NATO and all of their.
Antonio, I don't give a fuck.
No. Like, I'm talking to the chat. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Talk to the chat.
I would say it's because the difference is that it would be, you know, Russia would not be surrounded by NATO on all of its borders. They would still have the geographical landmass of Ukraine. And of course, it would also have a demilitarized buffer zone along that Ukrainian border as well, whereas it does not on the rest of Eastern Europe. And it's primarily just a collection of fences and loose wirings preventing an invasion. So if, from the perspective of Russia, if you're trying to prevent a multi-front war, then you would rather have Ukraine not in NATO and maybe, you know, dealing with a friendlier leader towards Russia like Donald Trump is, more diplomatic in that end.
For 4 years?
Well, yeah, see, that's a good point, right? I mean, this is the problem, like, I wouldn't say the problem with democracies, but it is a facet.
The problem with saying that is crazy. Of course, you just went straight mask off. I have a question. Do you think it was justified for Russia to invade Ukraine?
Of course not, no.
Okay, just clarifying. Plausible, thank you for the 10 Canadian. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Andrew. I just wanted to say that from the perspective of Russia, there would be an uncertainty in, you know, the next administration upholding the prior commitments of the previous one. And this is kind of the concern they've raised with NATO, with, you know, James Baker making the handshake deal. Although this is what happens in democratic societies, right? You vote in a new government based upon the policies that they campaign on.
I don't know why you're telling me this. Ask yourself. Thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I know, right? That is.
So Parker, what's your solution to the Ukraine war? Since you.
Ruby Rose, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. Alea, thank you so much. I appreciate the $1. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you for all the YouTube super chats. I really appreciate y'all. Thank you. As well as Heidi, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much, Michelle. Thank you for the $10. Thank you so much.
Parker, you came for a day. How do you end the war in Ukraine?
Yeah, no, I was gonna respond, but I was just thinking.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so I would continue giving funding to Ukraine. I think that's the best way, or they join NATO.
So we've been giving funding to Ukraine for 2 years. What's going on with that? Why is the war still going on?
Because Russia's still invading, right? So
so how's funding going to stop the war? You said funding was going to stop the war. Tell me how it's going to stop the war.
Yeah,
it's been 2 years of funding, and what's happened?
Yeah, you understand that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait, can I ask you something?
Can I please finish real quick?
Yeah.
Let him finish.
Yeah, so over time, it is going to lead to an end of the war, right? And if the U.S. continued to fund and help Ukraine defend themselves against Russia, at some point Russia would have to stop, right? So actually, we would have been able to have the world putting pressure on Russia insofar as they would have had to stop if it was the case that, right, we had a Democrat in office that actually put any level of fucking pressure on Putin.
No, But Trump is putting pressure on Putin by bringing him to the table and having them negotiate. That's putting pressure on Putin. I think funding the war is only going to continue it until Ukraine eventually loses because they have less forces than Russia. And I don't want that outcome. I don't want people to die. I want the war to end now. Why would we prolong the war when people are dying every day?
Then you would say they should join NATO, right?
No, I would say that the security that Trump disagrees with that position because in his eyes, the security would be having American boots on Ukraine soil with the material.
So is that what you agree?
They're arranging. I would 100% agree that is a security guarantee right there because if Russia attacks,
how is that any different from Russia's perspective? Neither of you can fucking answer this question.
Answer that.
What do you mean?
No
How's that
fucking
any
difference.
different than Russia's?
Listen. I want both of you to fucking listen for one damn second.
Clarify.
Yeah, I would like both of you to still listen for 1 second. Just think, okay? Please listen. Russia, how would NATO affect them at all? You're saying it's because it would bring multiple powers in, right, that could possibly have some type of influence over the region. How is that not true with the U.S. being in Ukraine? How is that
Because
not true?
European
They're a
country-
military
Go ahead.
power that limits them from going into that area because they could not possibly win a conflict against them.
The European nations all agree that America needs to be involved in order to deter Russia from attacking Ukraine again if we come to an agreement that the war would stop. You know what I mean?
I can answer this question.
Yeah, go ahead, Andrew. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So I kind of alluded to this earlier, but the difference would mainly be is that NATO is a collection of multiple countries. We're talking about.
I just
think
responded to that.
Okay, well, it's 28 member states all boarding the Russian landmass. If the U.S. does a security guarantee, at least Russia gets a buffer zone, a demilitarized zone.
Oh my god, this is such a fucking Russian propaganda talking point.
How?
Latvia, Lithuania, and Estonia, all on the border of Russia, joined NATO in the early 2000s. We have Finland
Yes.
on the border of Russia, joined NATO just recently, right? Why couldn't Ukraine join NATO? On the
Because
border of
if
Russia.
Ukraine joined NATO, it would complete the encirclement of Eastern Russian territory, or Western Russian territory.
Why wasn't that true with Finland?
Without the ones like you working tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. No matter your industry, Grainger's here for you with professional-grade supplies. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
And why was it true enough before Finland joined?
Ukraine was not in NATO, so there was still, and so is Belarus, right? So there's still.
But Finland joined. Why didn't it provoke it when Finland joined?
Because the Western Russian landmass was not totally encircled. If Ukraine
It wasn't.
joined
Wait. Before Finland was in it, and before the point in which they invaded Ukraine, neither of those countries were a part of it. So the encirclement wasn't
that's
there
not-
any more than what the encirclement is right now. Actually, it's more right now in terms of encirclement than it was then. Finland is now in where it wasn't prior.
So I don't understand the point you're trying to make, but what I'm trying to say is that
When Russia invaded Ukraine, Finland was not a part of NATO.
Oh yeah, you're actually correct on that. Yes, and to that I would say it's an additional escalation, but the war was already undergoing at that time, and for Russia to choose a two-front war in two different areas would be
okay. So how is how is making Finland a part of NATO any different than making Ukraine a part of NATO? From our perspective.
Well, first of all, it's closer to the capital of the country in Western Europe than it is from where Finland borders Russia. Number one, Finland's also a much less powerful country than Ukraine is, just population.
In what means? Population?
Yeah, well, manpower.
Wait. How many people live in Ukraine?
I believe it's roughly the size of Canada, so 40-something.
38 million. How many people live in Finland?
Like 20.
Andrew.
Okay, 5.56. Sure, so there's less people. So less.
Yes,
So then hold on.
Also the natural resources, the power, the economy, the landmass. Like you have more. It's a greater avenue also to get to the capital of Moscow, which is the center of Russian political power. So that's the point I would make. It would.
Wait, but the GDP of Finland is a lot larger, so they would have a greater ability to increase defense spending.
Parker, the difference between Finland and Ukraine is U.S. leadership.
By the way, if they're a part of NATO as well, then they have no issue with manpower. What is your argument? Yeah, if they join NATO, they have no issue with manpower. So
I'm saying standalone. A standalone.
Why does it matter standalone if they're joining NATO? Why does it matter?
Ukraine has a longer border with Russia than Finland.
Still didn't answer. Ukraine has a longer border than Finland?
Ukraine has a longer border with Russia than Finland.
How does that even change anything? And is that even
Because
true?
It's 4 points of which Ukraine
Is that even true?
Russian territory. It's also not an Arctic region, which means logistically and operationally speaking. From
Wait, that's not true. You fucking donut. What are you talking about?
Am I wrong?
Yes, totally wrong.
Okay.
Ukraine has significantly less border with Russia than Finland does.
Okay, but it's also in a more temperate climate, which makes it easier.
You fucking moved the goalpost a million times, do you?
Andrew, you're taking the wrong approach to this. It's a lot more simple than geography and all that. We don't want war, Parker. Who wants war? Why is the Democratic position about war and continuing war? Like, people are dying every day. Why should we continue?
How does Ukraine joining NATO at all cause it to increase the likelihood of war?
Because if Russia invades Ukraine while they're in NATO, it's World War III. And all of those nations that are in NATO have to fight for Ukraine, which means all of these nations are going to send their troops, young men, to the border.
So are you saying that they are
to
going
Russia?
to do that? Antonio, is your argument that they are going to do that?
Russia could very well be, power hungry and invade Ukraine despite
Okay, so they would cause
them being a part of
Okay, so they would cause a global conflict. Russia? I thought you said they wouldn't.
No, I'm not a pro-Russian. I'm not pro-Russian at all. I think
That's
both
not what I
countries-
asked you. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I did
No,
never
you're-
ask you that. What are you
No,
talking
but
about?
you're trying to conflate. You're saying that you're asking me, do I think Russia would do that if Ukraine was a part of NATO, right? That's what you're asking.
Yeah, I never asked if you were pro-Russia.
I'm telling you, we can't predict Russia because I'm not once did I say Putin wasn't a dictator or he's not
If you
power
can't
hungry.
predict Russia, well then how can you tell me that them joining NATO would cause World War III? I thought you can't predict Russia.
Hey, well, I mean, do you think that Russia would do that? I mean, I want your
Give me
opinion.
Think of the Galaxy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I thought we can't predict Russia. Dude, this
Exactly,
guy,
you
man.
can't-
This
You
guy,
can't
dude.
predict Russia. No, you can't predict Russia. So you have to take steps to like avoid conflict as much as possible. Is what I'm saying. That's my whole position.
Okay, so then-
Parker, not once did I say that. Your position is you want to prolong the war. You want to send billions of dollars to Ukraine. I don't think that's right. I don't think that puts America first.
Wait,
I
could
think
it?
that we
Wait.
should-
Okay, listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
There's a greater likelihood of conflict if there is a mineral deal in Ukraine comparative to no mineral deal in Ukraine, and Russia just takes Ukraine, right?
No, that's not. No,
Wait.
That's not what I'm saying. 'cause-
Wait. If that happens, there's no World War III.
Okay, but we don't want people to die, Parker. And then what's the best way to get people to stop dying right now? And it's not
Get
to
them
give
to
up
join
Ukraine
NATO.
and Russia.
Get them to join NATO.
Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel for deeply hydrated, juicy skin.
Let's start the bidding at $5 million. Thank you, sir.
These people of privilege hoarding the financial advantages for far too long.
7.5 at the back.
Look at them, unaware that Robinhood Gold members now enjoy the VIP treatment.
$10 million on
The 3% IRA match on retirement contributions.
11 million, sir.
Once they discover their privileges are no longer exclusive, their fragile reality will plunge into disarray.
Okay, but there's alternatives to bring both sides to the table and have negotiations occur where both sides can be, equally.
I just don't see how that's any different from them joining NATO, and I think them joining NATO gives them more of a permanent sense of security. Whereas the mineral deal does not give Ukrainians a permanent sense of security. What you're trying to do is keep Ukrainians on some fucking little dangling little thing so you can puppet them around wherever you want instead of literally giving them fucking self-determination so that they can actually be a country.
That's a mischaracterization.
No, it's not. No, it's not. You're making
I have
them.
no desire to see Ukraine controlled by a foreign country. Be it the
That's
United
literally
States.
what it is. That's what it is. If you have a mineral deal, they are utterly controlled by the United. Listen. If you have
No, all it does is create an incentive for the United States to provide defense to Ukraine. Right now, there is no incentive.
So does NATO.
Well, but if they join NATO, then Russia is at greater threat than if it was just an independent bilateral security.
Why are they a greater threat?
Because now they are geographically encircled.
Wait. They're geographically encircled if the U.S. is in Ukraine as well because they're a part of NATO, dude. What are you talking about?
Yes, but even if U.S. soldiers were attacked on Ukrainian soil, since Ukraine is not a NATO member state, NATO Article 5 cannot be.
I don't see how that's relevant. Because
then they wouldn't have to deal with.
How are they encircled? Listen.
Okay,
You said somehow the mineral deal in Ukraine makes them less circled. I'm so confused.
No, that's not what I said.
No, you did. You said that them being a part of NATO would mean that they're encircled, right? But them not being a part of NATO means that they're not encircled. Carla, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm so sorry. If you turn the notifications on here, you definitely should be able to get them. Dylan, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate
Parker,
it.
your solution is to have Ukraine join.
Dylan, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. He is just appeasing Putin, absolutely. And I do think that it emboldens him to escalate, right? Which also creates a greater likelihood of the U.S. stepping down, which is not good for the world stage in terms of precedence. Plausible, thank you so much for the 10 Canadian. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you must make a shit ton of money from this, eh? Good for you.
I mean, I support it. Yeah, people spending their money on donations, that's fine. It's whatever. But the point, so Parker, your whole argument is that we should keep funding war in Ukraine against Russia, right? And that you want Ukraine to be a part of NATO. Can we agree that that's your position?
Yeah, I think that probably makes the most sense at this current moment.
I don't disagree that it's not an explorable approach. I just think.
Wait, is one of you Canadian?
Canadian?
Yeah.
hear you think
No,
Canadians
what?
don't vote.
That's the most random question I've ever been asked in my life.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
know.
gonna
I
lie.
know. People are asking in the comments.
Okay.
So I just said it because people are asking in the comment section. Shelly, thank you so much. I
I
really
grew up
appreciate the
family.
$15. Thank you so much, Shelly. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
So Parker, rhetorical question. Your priority is not to end the war now. It's to prevent Ukraine's, ultimate demise in the hands of Russia. Like more long term speaking, or like, because the Trump administration, their position is that we want to end war today.
Okay, I have a
No
question.
more war.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yeah.
World War
Yeah.
II is about to be like around the corner, right?
Like the anniversary.
Yeah. Mustache Man
Yeah, yeah.
invades Poland. What do you do?
Well,
Oh,
obviously,
that wouldn't happen. That would not happen. Come on. Don't be realistic here. There's no way in hell that a $2 trillion GDP Russia would attempt to overtake a NATO member state, which controls 50% of the world's economy and military power.
Dude,
Putin
I
knows
didn't
he'll be
fucking say
slaughtered.
that, you absolute Nimrod. Listen
Okay,
to what
but they
comes
would
out of my
not
fucking
attack
mouth, you absolute
Poland.
moron, dude. Jesus Christ, dude. This is why it's so fucking frustrating to talk to idiots that don't listen to you every single day.
No, but why do
Literally,
you result
shut
to ad
up,
hominem,
be
though?
quiet. It's not an ad
Yeah, but why do
hominem.
you
because
result to
I'm saying-
yes, it
I'm
is.
not saying you're wrong because of it. That's not an ad hominem. It's an insult. Please get it right. I specifically said, right, if Mustache Man, right before World War II, right, invaded Poland, and you were the one to determine the West's response, what do you do? And neither of you fucking listened. That's why I called you guys morons, okay? I did that because neither of you are engaging in a productive dialogue by not listening to a single fucking thing that I say and just saying some random shit after.
No, not.
If I did, not hear your comment correctly, then I apologize respectfully. However, I heard the word Poland, I automatically associated with a conversation we were previously having, so I apologize for that.
That's fine. But I'm just saying that that's indicative of you not listening to what I'm saying. Shelly, thank you so much for the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. They said, what does Trump mean in British slang?
Just don't understand what the issue with ending the war now, why you have an issue with that. Do you want to see more people die, yes or no? It's that simple.
I don't think he wants to see.
Does a ceasefire in which Ukraine joins NATO end the war?
If it did, we should pursue it, 100%.
That would end the war.
Yeah. So we both agree that war should end.
Well then,
I don't see an issue.
Why doesn't Trump do that?
I don't think it's possible. I don't think Russia would agree to that. I think Russia would do everything they can to stop that, if it includes continuing the invasion into Ukraine, because Russia believes that Ukraine's part of their territory.
Okay, so then how does the mineral deal stop it?
Because when you bring Russia to the table, right? So there would be some settlement on Ukraine's side. So they would give up some land, right?
Oh my
In
god!
turn,
They give up even more land. Oh my god, dude.
That's what would unfortunately have to occur as a result of losing part of the war. Like, it's not. This is the real world, Parker.
That's only because Donald Trump. Nathan, thank you for $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
What did Biden do?
That bargaining position literally got the entirety of Europe to help defend Ukraine. Winnie, thank you so much for 20 YouTube super chat. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Carla, thank you for $10. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. It's really weird. It's really weird.
It was Trump. Yeah, it's weird.
Nahal, thank you so much for the
Trump was
$2.
the one that got Europe to start participating and funding Ukraine and sending actual troops to Ukraine. That was Trump, not Biden. All Biden did was send billions of dollars to Ukraine. We don't even know where that money went.
You think Europe's troops are in Ukraine?
The UK Prime Minister just said that they would be sending helicopters and troops
stationed in the western part of
The UK Prime Minister just vowed to send them to Ukraine. You should look up.
Hey, dude! I just want Antonio to shut up. He's just not smart at all. Like Andrew, you have like at least 5 more.
Look it up,
than him. Antonio, you keep talking. I'm just gonna kick you from the stream. I'm just gonna let you know. You're really annoying me right now.
Respectfully, Dean, I'd appreciate if we
My
could
name
keep...
isn't Dean Andrew. Now you're a fucking moron too, you fucking idiot. My name is in the top
I
left.
was watching Dean for like 5 hours, but yeah.
Okay, I get it, but my name is in the top left.
Sorry about that, Parker. Anyways, I would appreciate if we could keep the insults out of the conversation. I'd like to just have a cordial conversation.
And I would appreciate it if you guys had like literally 10 brain cells. That would be amazing.
Tax Act is designed to help you get your taxes done.
Let's get them over with.
Well, okay.
I would appreciate it if you didn't.
feel
I'd appreciate if you didn't vote for a rapist, right? I'd appreciate it
Well,
if
he's
you.
not
If you.
criminally convicted of rape,
Oh,
right?
okay. So
it's-
do you accept his criminal convictions?
Well, that depends. There was no menace.
Oh, it depends. That's interesting.
Well,
So you dispute the civil case based upon it not being a criminal case, but then I ask you if you accept criminal cases and you don't. It depends.
Well,
Okay.
Well, first of all, I mean, I'm in law school. I've analyzed the case quite extensively, and there was no menace rea even attempted to be proven. They did not prove that he had the intent to commit second-degree business fraud. I can go through that with you if you want.
Second degree business fraud? Are you referencing a different civil liability case? I'm referencing. Wait, what was his 34 felonies for?
The New York case, the business fraud.
Well, can I ask you a question? What was his 34 felonies for?
I could not recite them off the top of my head, but I know.
Interesting law student.
Well, first of all, there's 34 separate charges, all alluding to the same.
Yeah, falsification of business records in the first degree, which is a Class E felony in the state of New York. Okay. So if you actually did some research on the law that you claim to have studied, well, then you would know that the reason why it couldn't have happened in the context of a criminal case is because of the statute of limitations in New York that exists for sexual assault cases that restricts victims after multiple decades of being assaulted from being able to hold their abusers accountable regardless of the level of evidence that they can provide. So there was a unanimous decision from a jury in the context of a civil court that indicated that Donald Trump forcefully penetrated E. Jean Carroll's vagina against her will. Can you tell me what store she was assaulted in?
It was like Berghoff Goodman or something. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Can you name 2 pieces of evidence submitted in the case?
I didn't study the civil case. I just don't really look at civil law for criminal inclinations because it is a lower burden of proof.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Would you vote for someone held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child?
Well, if it's not a criminal conviction, and if the evidence suggests that it is not likely to have occurred, then I don't think.
Well, you haven't looked at the evidence, so you can't evaluate that. So I'm asking you, if all you knew about the case was that they were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child, would you vote for them for president?
Civilly liable? No, I would. Yes, I wouldn't.
You would vote for them?
Well, because it's a civil case. It's not like criminal conviction is all that matters in my mind.
I have a question. I have a question. Another one. If they were held civilly liable of sexually abusing a child, would you let them be the babysitter to your kid?
I don't have children, so no.
Okay.
Absolutely no.
No.
Definitely
Okay. Okay. Would you let them be a gym teacher?
No.
Would you let them legally immigrate into the country?
I don't.
No, but are you saying that?
Okay. So to clarify,
Yeah.
you guys think there should be harsher qualifications for literally being a gym teacher, immigrating to the country, and being a babysitter comparative to being president of the United States?
And you're saying he sexually abused a child. That's your position.
No. What I'm arguing is that you won't be able to provide me the distinction between an adult and a child insofar as that you think one is excessively bad insofar as that you wouldn't vote for someone, but the other one is excessively bad insofar as that you wouldn't vote for someone. Okay? That's the point that I would make.
Well, Andrew brings up a good point. There's a defamation lawsuit. It wasn't a criminal conviction.
Yeah, and in order to prove the defamation, she had to prove sexual abuse, which she did prove sexual abuse, which then proved the defamation. So I don't know why you brought that up as some sort of gotcha, when literally it is just the basis of justifying the fact that Donald Trump was. Wait, what was he defaming her for?
Defamation is.
What was the defamation?
That he said he didn't sexually assault her.
The degree to which.
It was a little bit more than that, by the way. You don't even know what the defamation was. He said that he wouldn't have sexually abused her because she's quote unquote not his type. Okay? That's what he said.
Okay, sexual abuse is bad, Parker.
He said that she's not the chosen one.
So nice.
Apparently you don't think that enough insofar as that you wouldn't vote for someone. So I don't actually believe you when you say that, Antonio.
See, being the leader of the country, you have to take the good and the bad with the person. Biden has multiple videos of him sniffing little kids, and he's a creepy guy overall, but you still voted for him, I assume, over his policies.
Antonio, I have a question. If Donald Trump sniffed a child, would you vote for him?
I mean, I think it's creepy, and if he still had the policies that I agree with, it would depend on the degree of which he would do it. Like, Biden did it multiple times.
I'm asking,
clear as day.
if Donald Trump sniffed a kid, right, would you vote for him still?
It'd be mad creepy.
No, you wouldn't?
Yeah. No. Yeah, I wouldn't vote for Biden for the same reason.
Okay.
So I have a pretty clear moral distinction.
Next question. Would you vote for them if they said to a 10-year-old girl they'd be dating them in 10 years?
Didn't Biden say this to someone?
Yeah, yes. Biden said that
Biden quote.
he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. Do you think that's like something no one should vote for him based on? Do you think that's like
you're saying?
Do you think
your
that if
position's
anyone
like-
had that? Do
Was it
you
a
think
serious
if
statement,
anyone
or was
had
it-
that trait? Listen. Do you think if anyone had that trait that you wouldn't vote for them?
Dude,
Was it a
it's creepy.
serious
We both agree.
statement,
It's
or was
creepy.
it a satirical, within a satirical context, failing?
Does that matter?
Well, I mean, if it's a bad joke, it's a bad joke, right? If it's something he actually seriously said, then of course that matters. But if it's a joke, then I would say
Either way.
perhaps he's not the greatest comedian, but you know, like
Okay. So you would say that if Biden did this, that's not a reason to not support him, right?
I would say if it's a joke, it's it would make me less like the person less, but it wouldn't preclude me from voting for them. If it's a serious statement,
Next
of
question.
course I would.
Next question. What's worse, saying to a 10-year-old girl as a 40 to 50-year-old man that you're going to be dating them in 10 years, or sniffing your grandchild's fucking head?
Okay, we understand Trump said that thing about dating a 10-year-old, right? We agree that both of those are bad, Parker.
Is it a joke or is it a serious statement? If
It doesn't matter what it is,
doesn't
Andrew.
matter,
It's
right?
creepy either way. It's creepy either way. But
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying if it's a bad joke, it's like it's
Andrew,
understandable. Not everyone's-
what are you joking about in that context?
I'm not joking about anything. I'm
No,
just
no,
saying.
no.
if
In that
someone-
context, if it's a joke, what is the joke about?
This is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel, the secret to juicy, long-lasting, deep hydrated skin.
about dating someone who is 10, or someone who would be 20, who is actually 10 years old.
So maybe a pedophilic joke. Do you think pedophilic jokes are okay?
Well, I like dark humor.
No.
I mean, I'm not.
You're okay with pedophilic jokes?
I'm okay with dark humor so long as it stays satire.
Okay.
It's
So
not-
if you brand pedophilic jokes as just dark humor, maybe then it will be acceptable for people to say that this is okay. No, pedophilic jokes are not okay. They're fucking disgusting. The fact that you're sitting up here defending a pedophilic joke after saying it was an issue that Joe Biden sniffed his granddaughter's head is fucking crazy. Daniel, thank you for the $5. Thank you.
The Joe Biden thing was
What
beat,
people
but Andrew,
find
it's not
funny
okay to
is
support.
subjective. That's all I'm saying here. You may find something that is I find really unfunny to be funny, but it
Yeah,
could be the other way around as
are you
well.
saying that you find pedophilic jokes funny?
Well, it depends on the context. Are they joking about
Depends
pedophiles,
on the
or are they
context?
joking about being a pedophile?
Well, in this context, like if you went up to a 10-year-old girl and said that you're going to be dating them in 10 years.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that's funny, to be honest. No, but if you're joking
Why
about
not?
a
Why,
pedophile, then
Andrew, why not?
because it's pedophilic.
Okay, so are you saying that you would vote for
It's
someone
also
who's
just
done?
not fu- like,
Are you
that's just
saying that?
not
Are you saying that you would
funny.
vote for someone who's done that?
Who's done what? Made that comment?
Yes.
If it's a joke, like truly a joke.
Again,
with
you
the-
said that that's not acceptable. You said that
You're
type
dying
of
on the
joke is
wrong
not
hill.
acceptable, right?
Well, I'm saying, yeah, but it doesn't preclude me from voting for them, even if they have a bad sense of humor.
Really? Okay, so making pedophilic jokes isn't like a deal breaker for you.
Like, I wouldn't say it depends on the context, right? Like,
No, Andrew.
It depends on the context. In some contexts, pedophilic jokes are acceptable. Is that your argument?
no, I'm saying that if the world is in a very dire state and this candidate is the only option to bring us back to a sense of
There you go.
stability, it wouldn't really matter to me if they made a really shitty, poor-tasted joke because there's
Okay,
no
so
other
you're
option.
saying there's no security on a world stage if Kamala Harris is president, and you're saying that Donald Trump is the only way that we can save the country from like fucking eroding?
I agree. I agree that
Not
that
America.
he is
I would say the world affairs. I mean, we saw what happened under Biden. Wars are
Can
breaking
I get
out.
a specific answer? I don't want to hear yapping. I want to hear a specific answer.
On what? That Kamala would have been worse for.
Oh my God!
international
If I
trade?
have
Yes.
to repeat my questions over and over and over again to you,
Yes,
because
Kamala
you don't
would have
want to
been worse for
specific
international
Kamala,
affairs.
because you don't want to specifically answer them, I'm going to go insane. What is up with
He
conservatives
asked
not
that.
answer? Dude, I just can't.
You asked that you would agree that America would be worse off if Kamala was president over Trump, right?
Yes, that's what I said. Yes.
Yeah, we're answering your question.
My question wasn't, would it just be worse off? My question
Rogue.
was, is it the only way that you can stop the country from fucking falling into despair or save the country by having Trump as president of the United States? Would it destroy the country to have Kamala Harris as president?
Well,
would
we
say
were
majority
talking
of
about the
Americans
country. We
thought
were
it would.
talking about international relations, right? So, from that context, I would say yes, it would be better for to have the Trump over Kamala, despite what jokes he made.
Kamala, is that the question I asked you?
You asked me.
It's
if
like
would
your
be
brain
better.
doesn't fucking work. It actually is like your brain doesn't fucking work. I didn't ask you that question. If you don't know what the question is, stop fucking answering random shit that I didn't ask. I'm about to kick you from the live because you can't answer fucking basic questions. Jesus Christ, dude.
So here's my position on this, right? So you're saying that if we voted Kamala, there would be a chance that the world wouldn't end, right? Kamala. If we voted Kamala into the White House, that there would be a chance that the world would be better or in a safe place, right? She has openly admitted that she would just continue all of Biden's policies, maybe add some of her own, but she said that there's nothing wrong with the Biden administration. She said that in an interview during her campaign. And a lot of Americans agreed that if we continued 4 more years
What was
under
my
that
question?
Biden administration, you asked that if it was between the world ending basically or the world not ending. Because if Trump was elected, you
Is
said
Trump
that,
the only way to save the country, dude?
yeah, that's what you asked.
I mean, there's only 2 options, right? So of the
Yeah,
two,
there's only
he's the
2
better
options.
option.
It's a yes or no question, bro. How hard is this shit, dude?
And I said yes. Let's
Dude,
make it
yes.
the time.
Okay, yes.
We said yes.
Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Why?
Can I explain, or do you want to go into it?
No. So Kamala said that she would basically just continue Biden's domestic and foreign policy. That she saw
How did
nothing wrong with
Biden's
what Biden was
domestic
doing.
or foreign policy destroy the country?
Parker, we started 2 new wars, Parker. 2 new wars. We have a war
Oh, he
with
started
Israel
them?
on the Gaza Strip.
Okay.
Yes.
How did
yes.
Joe Biden start them?
Weakness. Pure weakness.
What particular weakness started those conflicts?
His decrepit.
I got banned. Violations of community guidelines. It was a 10-minute ban. Those people were some of the dumbest people I've ever talked to. I have almost never talked to dumber people. Like, I am asking like a basic yes or no question, and it's like they don't know how to answer it, bro. Like, at least with Charlie Kirk, you know that he's purposefully evading your question. So you know that he at least interprets it correctly, right? With them, they're not even interpreting it correctly because they're not even fucking listening. Like, Charlie Kirk will listen and purposefully evade it. So all you have to do is repeat the question, you know what I mean? With them, it's just like they didn't even listen. Like, dude. So it's just like no matter how many times you repeat it, it just doesn't matter. Yeah, I know. TikTok ended. I got banned. I'm sorry, everyone. I know a lot of people probably thought I was crashing. I kind of was, bro. Like, those people are fucking insane and actually like insufferable to talk to. Chowder, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. This is the best debate channel I've watched on your channel. Oh, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. The best debate I've watched on your channel. Yo, thank you so much. Johnny, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I have a headache. I can't imagine how you feel. Yeah, it's a bit wild. I was next in queue. That's unfortunate. Well, it's not like a specific like list like that. Ask yourself. Thank you for $2. Thank you so much. For real. All right. I'm banned until 7:51. I gotta wait another hour until I get my main back. Okay, we have 10 minutes at least until I get my 3rd account back. It's so brutal, dude. It's so fucking brutal. I have no accounts. This country's a mess. What are you talking to? What are you talking to? I'm confused. The chat? Maya, think of the $2. Crazy, action crazy.
Hey, Red
Chat
Boys.
on YouTube, just letting everyone know, we are less than 2,000 subs away from 100 fucking thousand subs here on YouTube. That's nuts. That's so nuts, chat. That's so nuts. Okay? That is crazy. I just want to say I appreciate everyone. That's so nuts. 100K
You're okay,
in
Red.
2,000.
Be
I
nice.
gotta celebrate, chat. That's insane. Everyone who's here right now, do make sure to like the stream if you have not already. I really would appreciate that. Really would appreciate that. You can get your YouTube. Yes, I can get that. David, thank you for the $20 YouTube super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much, David. Can we get some W's for David in the comment section? By the way, everyone, there's 3,000 people in here right now. There's 800 likes. Okay, that means less than a third of you have liked the stream, at least. And probably even less than that, okay? 3.1K on YouTube is kind of crazy. Yeah, it is. I just want to say I really appreciate that, y'all. YouTube has been unbelievable recently, and it makes me feel secure that I'm going to be fine, even if something happens at TikTok, which I don't think something is going to happen to TikTok. I think TikTok's going to stay around, but it makes me feel secure, and I really just want to say I really appreciate everyone. NATO, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. For next time anyone brings up Finland being in NATO and how Ukraine is too close to Moscow, remind them that St. Petersburg, second city in Russia, is right there. I know, right? Cynthia, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Cassidy, thank you so much for the $20 for I love you, Parker. I'm here every day. I love what you do. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Always good to see you, Cassidy. It's always good to see you. Zach, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much, Zach. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get some W's for Zach in the comments. Jake, thank you for the $5 Australian. Thank you so much. I disagree with most of what you say, but subscribe to see different perspectives. Yeah, I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's a huge reason why I do what I do. It's important to engage in conversations and whatnot, even with and listen to people you're going to disagree with. You know. I did have something I was going to say and then I forgot. You going on your alt account? Well, I got banned for 10 minutes, so I gotta wait 6 more minutes. Charlie owned you. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. If I got owned by him, why didn't he keep talking to me? Why did he only talk to me for 6 minutes? And why did I get kicked out? Why did I get kicked out? Please. MMX, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seriously, other people talk to him, like practically every other person talked to him for longer if they disagreed, okay? He kicked me out because he's fucking scared, okay? Izzy, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. He won't debate me on a podcast because he's fucking scared. KJ, thank you so much. I appreciate the 14 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much for Parker. Thank you for using your platform to advocate for trans people. I know TikTok doesn't like it, but it is much appreciated. Yo, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I am really sad that fucking TikTok does not allow it. Because practically fucking every guest comes up and says that. It's unbelievable. Dylan, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Kimberly, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much for such a big inspiration. Don't ever stop what you're doing. You are so loved. Keep up the hard work. Yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Daniel, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5 for I debate these people daily at my job, and they always give up. They think that repeating the same discriminatory shit makes it real. So frustrating. I know, right? Actually, like, something crazy I was gonna even put, like, in a different video was that, like, I walked up to so many people that literally just were like, well, no, I'm not gonna debate. Nope, I don't want to debate. Nope, I don't want to debate. You just humiliated yourself trying to make Charlie look bad? Aaron, how did I humiliate myself? Louise, thank you for the £5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Red,
and then Sid
nice.
with the $50. Thank you so much for Parker Regular checking in. Yo, thank you so much, Sid. Can we get some W's for Sid in the comment section right now for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat? Thank you.
Red,
I
be
appreciate
nice.
it, Sid. Let's get some W's for Sid. It's always good to see you, Sid. Always good to see you, Sid. W's for Sid in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Sid, as always.
Red B's nice.
By the way, everyone, we have 4 minutes till we get back on the TikTok live. Addie, thank you so much for the £5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. By the way, what happened to have Chris and Harry been live like at all, y'all? I haven't seen Harry live in a minute. Shannon, thank you for the $5. How did the other debaters do against Kirk? Do they have any good arguments? I didn't really hear much of them because it was really hard to hear. I think I saw some later on TikTok that were half decent. Like someone ran a pretty similar argument to me. They were earlier? Nice. Dawn, thank you for the $20 YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Dawn. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Zach, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much for unsubscribe from Parker as fast as possible. He's bad for America / lives in an echo chamber. No surprise, TikTok bans users. It's run by China. Produce a good service to help the economy and quit whining. I really hope that's like a joke. I think it is a joke. Eternal, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Are you able to explain social democrat versus democratic socialism? I hope you mentioned it yesterday and I couldn't find anything on it. Yeah, so democratic socialism is essentially people that are going to advocate for social democracy in the short time, but in the long run, they want to create some type of socialist economy, whether it be through market socialism or state socialism, but through democratic means. Whereas social democracy is essentially liberalism with like broad social safety nets, right, and like rights for workers, right, things like that. Like prioritizes union membership, rights for workers, things like that. Might even say like we want to provide like greater levels of cooperatives within society. Lucan, thank you for the 5 NC. Thank you so much for thoughts on animal rights. Farmed animals are sentient, intelligent individuals like our cats and dogs companions. I disagree with plenty of factory farming and whatnot. I haven't been convinced of veganism. I actually think that no one's vegan because I don't think that anyone eats the necessary level of caloric intake. But I am agnostic on, like, say, vegetarianism. I think I'm leaning towards that, I would say. If anything. Just one concern is that, like, if I am eating above the necessary level of caloric intake, and that does lead to sentient beings being unalive to a greater degree, because it is the case that agricultural goods and agricultural land requires that in order to be able to produce food until we get to a point in which it doesn't, right? It is the case that you're going to have unnecessary animal suffering under either of you. So then it's like, what level is acceptable? And I could argue things like factory farming are over accessible, but like if there's like family farms and whatnot, and then like at the end of the animal's life, like when it's going to die anyway, or when you're going to put the animal down anyway because of the fact that it's getting too old, you then eat the meat after it's dead. I see absolutely fucking nothing wrong with that at all. Stop, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Like it's when they're getting put down anyway, right? Because of like health reasons. ADHD, thank you for the $25. Thank you so much for 92% here. Reese's Hub, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, ADHD Alchemy. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And Slap Versus, thank you so much. Heard you mention wanting to make merch and wanted to offer my services. Yeah, I might look into that. Sophia, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much for literally brought YouTube Premium so I can watch your videos without ads. Really good. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. W's. I appreciate that you watch. All right, let's bring up the next live. We got it. We're on TikTok. One thing I would say though is I think everyone should think more critically about animal rights and whether or not they want to be a vegan or a vegetarian, because I do think it's an important thing to think about. Like I do think that the way that a lot of people view animal rights is pretty fucking crazy within society. So I would say that. And I can see how people might even see how I view it as crazy, right? Like, I can understand their intuition. Like, I don't have, like, a positive intuition when seeing an animal die, you know? But, like, I really don't, after the entire life of an animal at the point in which it's going to be put down anyway. Like, you just eat the meat of their body after they're already dead. I don't think that's wrong. And I don't think a lot of vegans even will say it's wrong to, like, if, like, an animal is dead, roadkill. Like, they wouldn't say it's wrong to eat roadkill, right? It's already dead. It would have been wrong to hit them, but not to eat the animal after it's dead, because you're not killing a sentient being. Yeah, we wouldn't even have those same types of things for humans. I don't even think vegans have to say that like humans and animals are viewed the same. I think that
Pawn
every
C7 to
person,
C6.
regardless of the set of qualifications they have, is going to say that humans are more valuable than animals, other types of animals, because humans are animals. But like my point would be is that like the only argument you can use to justify that is like saying that like humans as a species meet a particular threshold of rationality.
Pawn D7 to D5.
Threshold of rationality in the particular species, along with the fact that they're sentient, then grants them some greater level of value. That's essentially the only thing you can say, and I think vegans will even argue this. So I just
Bishop
think it's a
C8 to
fundamental fact that we
G4.
all believe in. And some people call it species essentialism. I don't care. I think that we're going to be species essentialists to some degree. Demetrius, thank you so much. I appreciate the $20. Thank you so much for Don't Stop What You're Doing. Thank you so much. Really
Pawn D5 takes
Victor, thank you for
E4.
$20. Thank you so much for just saw your MAGA Brush shock to learn what you voted for. Man, that was amazing. How do you retain all that information in your head? Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Just these debates. Literally, I do these debates all the time, and I retain that. Lennon, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. A lot of people assume that, like, I'm reading stuff when I'm debating. I would now like recommend that they watch that video, because that proves like I'm obviously not like reading anything. And then also another thing to say, like other alternatives like lab grown and
Knight G8 to
plant-based
F6.
meat is good to go towards. Earthing Ed is the best vegan debater. Check him out. I've actually seen his content and whatnot and looked over it. my response that I brought up earlier is like what I would say to like him, but like I think he provides great arguments in typical. And honestly, when I hear a typical conversation with a vegan and a meat eater, I find myself more of the times agreeing with the vegan in terms of the argument, because I don't think a lot of the arguments that people provide for meat eating is good at all, right? But I think the one that I just brought up is good. Now, that's for the conditions of how meat's produced in the United States. That's not typically how it is, like that. Like they wait until it dies at the end, right?
Knight
that's another
F6
thing
takes
that I think
E4.
that should be changed. Parker, I love you, but I don't know about this take. Oh, I mean, I understand. Some people are going to disagree with my takes in terms of that. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that, like, at the point in which an animal is going to be put down anyway, that after it's dead, you eating the meat is okay. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. No, I agree with that, yeah.
Pawn E7 to
Vegan is quite hard
E6.
work. Yeah, it is quite hard work. In terms of changing to vegetarianism and veganism, I would have an especially hard time because I have a hard time with specific types of foods. I don't know quite what it is, but it's but like I have like appetite issues, and then like I'm very specific with certain things with foods, whether it be texture or it be like the type of food or what I'm eating, and especially new foods. Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna get someone. Yeah, some people say it's ARFID. I've never been diagnosed or anything like that. But
Knight E4 to D6.
I've heard that well before this. Like my sister has pretty similar issues with eating, and she's done plenty of research into that, and she's actually the person who told me about that.
Bishop
Kimberly,
G4 to
thank you so much. I
F5.
appreciate. Thank you so much. For also, one of my parents is trans, and I showed her your lives. She absolutely loves you and watches frequently. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being a voice of the LGBTQ+I community. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Jalanas, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Are you allergic to soy? I the only thing that I think I might be allergic to is like
Bishop
some
F5
certain type of
takes
shrimp.
C2.
Other than that, I don't think I'm allergic to anything. But I haven't got tested in a while, so I'd have to see. I try to avoid processed foods. Too bad. I think basically everything's processed. I don't know. I could worry more about my health. That's one thing that I could definitely do. Is I could worry more about like what I'm eating more healthy stuff, doing more healthy habits. I'm not very active. You know, there's plenty of things with my health that I could worry more about, and I think that over time I'll probably worry more about.
Knight B8 to D7.
Picky eaters are the most irritating thing. I know it's insensitive. I mean, I understand that. I mean, I'm not like picky with everything, and also like, for people who do have ARFID, which I'm not saying I do, I'm not diagnosed and whatnot. They often get branded as
Knight
picky eaters,
D6 to
but it's
F5.
not the same thing as picky eating. So I mean, that's one thing I would say as well, is that like what typically like in society we might view as like picky eating, I might want to like you might like want to like typically question that as well. Like is it just that they're a picky eater? That could be a question you ask yourself, but typically speaking, it probably just is that they're a picky eater rather than like having ARFID. You know, ARFID's
Pawn
like,
G7 to
common
G6.
comparative to being a picky eater. Laura, thank you for the handout. Thank you so much. Thank you for the handout. Thank you so much, Laura. All right, well, I don't think this live's sending out, chat. Y'all notice that? It's not sending out at all. I'm gonna hit a restart. Give me a second, y'all. I'm gonna hit a restart on TikTok. Everyone, go over to YouTube. Go over to YouTube. It's not sending out here at all on TikTok. Yeah, what the fuck is going on, dude? What is that algorithm? It's 74%. I knew it, dude. I knew it was horrible. Where are you live? I'm gonna be live on. I'm live on Parker Get a Job. Parker Get a Real Job on. Oh. Lord.
Pawn H7 to H5.
That's a comment. I accidentally clicked on this. Dean Withers reposted. I'm sorry. It's literally this. It's associated with this. I accidentally clicked on it. What is this? Okay, Dean, you gotta tell us right now, Dean. Okay, Dean. Explain this, Dean. Yeah, Emily, thank you so much for the 7 Canadian. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to check that out. David, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. For I know Dean has been slowly watching. I haven't seen the whole thing, but from what I saw, I disagree with both of them on plenty of things. And I agree with both of them on certain things. Sophia, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much, Nevi. Thank you so much for the $5. And honestly,
Bishop F8 to H6.
Houston said some, I think they both. A lot of people on YouTube in the past have said some fucking insane shit. I think that is what I've learned. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's not sending out on TikTok.
Knight D7 takes E5.
I don't know what happened, but ever since that ban, I just got fucking literally 70% following on this.
Knight F5 to D4.
Alex Jones fan? Absolutely not. Yo, Plausible, thank you for the 20 Canadian. Thank you so much for my question earlier. People are hungry for real solutions to policy problems, and I think this platform could be great for developing them and building common ground. I hope there is space to do that in the future. Oh, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
Knight D4 takes E2. Check.
Absolutely, honestly. All right. I think, yeah, it's not saying out on TikTok. I don't know what's going on, chat. Why'd you come back?
I just wanted to tell you something. Now I see why you have to join Dean's Live, because you have like 500 people in here and he had like 7,000. So like now I get why you have to join his live.
Butterby, I just got banned and this is my 3rd account, okay? Did you realize what account you're on?
No, I have no idea.
I also have
don't care.
3,000 people on YouTube listening right now.
Yeah, but you're barely okay. It's going up a little bit, but like you're barely at 600. Like
yeah,
that's
yeah, because it's glitched right now. It's literally glitched after a ban. Did you see Dean's account on his main? He went on his main where he has like 2.6 million followers, and he got less push than on his random DNC Dean account that has 80,000 subscribers.
I
or 80,000 followers.
Accounts you guys have. I just think it's funny, but I see why you have to join.
It's called
Pawn E7 to E6.
Right now, 70% of people who come in the live, right, are following, right, already following me, right. Comparative to like a typical live stream, you'd expect to see anywhere between 10 to 25%. Dean gets anywhere between 10 to 25%.
Knight G8 to F6.
So
Sure.
obviously, like, you would get up there, but
Just have to follow in his footsteps. It's okay. It's all right. I get it.
wait, I just have a question. Do you know how Dean started his?
Pawn C7 to C6.
Don't care.
Maybe you should do a little bit of research into that one.
Why would I? I don't care about your guys' like beginnings. Actually, I did want to tell you something though.
Pawn
I didn't get
D7
this out
to
before
D5.
Dean kicked me because he was too busy being cooked. No, so I think you guys chose the wrong side, because you're like, how are we grifting when like we're doing political debates and stuff? You chose the wrong side, and it's okay. Like, and you can't go back on it. So I think you would have made more money.
Pawn
being
D5 takes
supporters,
E4.
but you chose the wrong side like 4 years ago when you started debating.
There
That's
was
all right.
there was no money to be made on TikTok right now. I didn't make any money for years.
That's all right. I mean, you can still change. You're still
I would
young.
go live for 5 hours and get 30 cents. I'm not.
Queen D8 takes F6.
30 cents. I made like $6 being on your guys', so clearly people agree with me. I just want to let you know.
I'm just saying, like, literally, I would go live for years, right?
Okay.
And
I
made
went live.
no money.
That was like the first time ish, and I made $6. That was exciting. So anyway, I see why you guys do it now.
So you're insane. Again, you understand though, like you just call us grifters. You're not understanding any of the context, right?
I think it's like a hobby. I think you guys could be doing something better with your time, and
But if we could be doing something,
sitting on TikTok and just like debate me bros, it's just ugh.
I don't care, dude. Butterby. I don't give a fuck what your feeling is. I just want to
I know.
let you know.
I'm just telling. I mean,
you could say, ugh, but like I'm getting Emily Saves America vibes from you. So like I don't want to hear it.
I don't know what that is. So.
I understand, but like everyone in the chat's gonna know it. Now everyone's gonna laugh. You're gonna see the entire.
Pawnee 4 takes D3.
It's all 1,000 people. Yeah. All right. Well, have a good night.
You gonna leave, David? Think of the $5 thing.
Yeah, I have actual stuff I need to do. Like I have a life. I need a Saturday night. Gonna go out. So.
You know you already spent like multiple hours on Dean's Live debating him.
Knight B8
Not
to
multiple
D7.
hours. I think it was like an hour, if that.
Okay, well you did it for free.
Yeah, I made $6.
You can't even get a drink with that butter bee. I'm just gonna
Yes, you can.
You can?
Yes.
Where do you
Yeah.
live? Where do you live? In the middle of Tennessee?
No, other side.
Other side? You live on the West Coast?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, maybe what do you get, like $2 shots in the middle of Iowa?
Oh, Iowa?
I grew
Bro,
up in
you
Iowa.
think Iowa's in the West Coast? Stop it, Mister. How many continents are there? You really.
I wasn't making the claim that Iowa is. the
Queen
West Coast. I
F6
grew up-
takes F2.
I was just making an association to my
I
past
see.
where I do know that there are cheap drinks.
Idaho.
Idaho is on relatively the West Coast. It's kind of like more mountain. But...
We're on the West Coast. It's okay.
Wait, you live in Idaho?
Yeah. Yep. Good old Idaho. Trump country. You love it. Absolutely love it. It's amazing here.
The only reason I would love it is because I'd have unlimited content.
Yeah, I'm sure you can think that. We have cheap gas prices, cheap groceries.
Butterbee, I just want to know. Do you know what a
Yeah.
coast? Can you tell me what a coast is?
Yeah, like the Oregon coast, the Washington coast. It's by the ocean.
Is Idaho on the coast?
We're on the west side of the country, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Bishop F8 to E7.
It's okay.
What time is it right now?
8:17.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
my clock is
so
flashing.
you're not even Pacific Standard Time.
You have to be Pacific Standard Time to be on the West Coast?
You have the same time zone as Dean.
Yeah, he's in Colorado.
Yeah, in Colorado. Is Colorado West Coast?
What would you consider it?
Is
Queen
Colorado
F2
West
to
Coast?
B6.
No. It's a mountain. It's in the mountains.
Okay, why not? Is Utah West Coast?
Is Nevada West Coast?
If you're, it depends on how you define West Coast.
Of course it is.
Yeah, of course. Is Arizona West Coast?
Keep playing. Figure out whatever way you can get yourself out of an argument.
Okay. Well, if you define West Coast as like it's on the border, on the coast, it's not. If you
Bishop
don't,
E7
then
to
it is.
F6.
You're in California, aren't you?
I am on the West Coast.
It's too bad.
Why is that too bad?
You guys have like the most expensive everything in the entire country.
Well, I'm a grifter, so I'm fine.
That's true. That is true. You have nothing. Oh wait, didn't you just go see whatever that guy is, Charlie Kirk or some shit? Ben Shapiro. Which one is it?
Beth, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Valeria, thank you so much. I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much.
I thought she was sleeping. Yeah. Anyway, I just wanted to say I just thought it was. Okay, so looks like you've capped at like 1.5 thousand.
It's because it's
And-
glitched.
Why do you really honestly believe the lies that you tell? You must, right? Like you really honestly believe it's glitched.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Ugh, okay. Well, anyway, have a good Saturday.
Do you
Sitting.
want me
Knight
to, like, show you
D7
my
to
analytics?
C5.
No, I don't care.
You don't care? Okay. Well,
No.
So I don't know why you came on the live. You're like, you're not getting enough viewers.
No, I just thought it was funny. But like, no, I'm telling you, that's why I thought it was funny that you were on Dean's. Like now I get it. Because like he has more push than. Does it like okay? So if he got in because of you, is what you're implying from earlier. Does it like bother you that he's surpassed you?
Nope.
No. It's big of you.
That's called like being a good friend. Sadra, thank you so much. I appreciate the $2.
Bishop F6 takes C3.
It's big of you. All right, have a good Saturday. Enjoy your donations from your dumbass fans with parasocial relationships.
Why do you call them dumb?
They're giving you money, aren't they?
That doesn't make them dumb. Luna, thank you for the $2. Thank you.
donating to somebody when they could. This is a whole argument I already had with you. It's like we're just going in circles.
Wait, I have a so giving money to me is dumb. Why?
Holy crap! I have $850.
Why do you think the $5? Thank you. Why is it wrong? Why is it dumb? Can you explain that?
Giving money to you?
Yeah.
Because they could be giving it to. We had that. Were you there?
I have a question.
The whole entire conversation.
If someone,
I swear you were there.
I understand. If someone offers you a drink, would you take it?
Heck yeah. But you don't see me going online and being like, hey, give me money.
I have a question. Would you call them dumb for giving you money?
Yeah, probably. You could buy themselves a drink. Why are you buying me a drink? I'll take it, but just buy yourself a drink.
Knight C5 takes D3. Check.
Why do you look so... Why do you look so surprised? Like, what's
you're
what's
just
the
like
problem here?
you're just honestly like, what's coming around this stupid. Ashley, thank you for the $5 for I'm dumb. Anna, thank you for the $1 because I'm dumb. Abigail, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much for tell Butterball to shut up. Appreciate the handout. Thank you so much. Morgan, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much for someone who doesn't care about anything you say. She has spent quite a long time talking to you indeed tonight.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I had nothing
It's
better
fun.
to do for a couple hours.
Are you saying that
it's
you're
really, it's honestly kind of fun to like just like poke you. I did remember changing like my profile once just to piss and like, oh my god, you guys were so
Yo, Sadra, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much.
triggered.
Appreciate Sadra. David, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much, David. I appreciate the cash app. Thank you so much. Thank you for the hand jar. Thank you so much. Appreciate Tina. Thank you for the 45 DKK. Zach, thank you for the $20.